What used to take years of paperwork and exhausting door-to-door legwork is now happening at your fingertips in the world's biggest data sink. India has finally deployed the long-awaited upgrade on its 15-year-old operating system, moving 1.4 billion people onto a real-time cloud stack. The digital census for 2026 has officially begun. But who built it? And how did we make this massive digital sink actually work? Let me break down the mammoth tech infrastructure that is about to change everything about how India plans, spends, and grows. This is the tech behind the Indian census. To understand the scale, you have to look at the Census Stack. It's a multi-layered ecosystem developed by CDAC, the Center for Development of Advanced Computing. These are the same engineers who built India's Param supercomputers, high-performance machines designed to process massive data sets like weather patterns or nuclear simulations. They've treated this census as an HPC or high-performance computing challenge. The infrastructure is split into three distinct technical parts. Part 1, the HLBC creator, House Listing Block Creator. This is arguably the most important technical shift in 150 years of Indian census history. In 2011, census boundaries were often hand-drawn sketches that led to overlaps or shadow zones, where houses were either counted twice or missed entirely. The HLBC Creator is a web-based GIS tool that uses high-resolution satellite imagery to digitally carve the entire country into 3 million house listing blocks. Think of these as digital smart fences that ensure every house is accounted for before a worker even steps outside. Part 2, the HLO mobile app. This is the tool used by 3.1 million enumerators, the official census workers, usually local teachers or staff who visit your home. To save costs and speed up deployment, the government is using a BYOD policy, or bring your own device. This means enumerators install the secure HLO app directly on their personal smartphones instead of carrying separate government hardware. Part 3, the CMMS dashboard. The Census Management and Monitoring System is the mission control. It's an easy-to-read dashboard that lets supervisors track every enumerator in real time. If a specific street in Bengaluru hasn't been covered, or if the data uploaded looks glitchy, the system flags it instantly for a manual check. But what happens to that data once it hits the CDAC servers? This is where the 2026 census moves from a counting exercise to a big data project. For the first time, India is using AI-enabled data validation. The NIC, or National Informatics Center, has integrated machine learning models that scan incoming uploads in real time. These models perform semantic checks, cross-referencing housing materials with locality wealth profiles to flag outliers instantly. If a house is listed as having no electricity but 4 air conditioners, the AI flags it for verification before the final sync. We are also seeing the rollout of Census as a Service, CaaS. In the past, census data was published in massive static PDF volumes that were outdated by the time they reached a researcher's desk. Now the goal is a machine-readable national data stack. This allows other government departments to query anonymized aggregated datasets via APIs. Think of it as an API for India. If a city planner in Bengaluru needs to know exactly how many households in a specific 500-meter radius lack piped water, they won't have to wait for a 500-page report. They will query the Census Stack and get a geospatial heat map in seconds. We are currently in phase 1, house listing and housing. For the next few months, the focus isn't on who you are, but how you live. There are 33 specific questions auditing the nation's hardware: your source of drinking water, your main cereal, and your digital connectivity. If you're in Bengaluru, the self-enumeration window is open until April 15th. If you don't do it in this time frame, don't worry. You aren't deleted. It just means you lose the convenience of doing it yourself. After the 15th, an enumerator will physically show up at your door to collect the data manually. Now, the tech behind this is built to be leak-proof. Once an enumerator enters your data, the app encrypts it. Once the upload is confirmed, the app automatically wipes your data from the phone, so it can't be accessed if the device is lost or stolen. Now, beyond the tech, we have to talk about the why. Why is the accuracy of the digital sync so high stakes right now? It comes down to a word you're going to hear a lot over the next few years: delimitation. The 2026 census is a foundational document for redrawing India's political map. Our current Lok Sabha seats are based on 1971 data. This census will be the source of truth used to decide how many MPs each state gets in the future. If the digital sync falls in certain regions, or if the digital divide leads to undercounting, it won't just affect budgets. It will shift the entire balance of political power in the country. This is also the blueprint for India's 100 smart cities. By geotagging every structure via the HLBC, the government is essentially creating a digital twin of our urban infrastructure. We're moving away from estimated population growth to ground truth data. This is how we'll decide where the next 6G towers go, where the next metro line is laid, and how we manage the massive internal migration we've seen over the last 15 years. This is the master code for India's 2030 growth strategy. But building a 1.4 billion node sink has real-world friction. Three major challenges are still being debugged in the field. 1. BYOD security. Managing 3 million personal phones means 3 million different security risks. While the app is sandboxed, ensuring it remains stable across thousands of different Android versions is a massive support hurdle. 2. GPS fencing glitches. The app won't unlock the questionnaire unless the enumerator is physically inside the satellite map block. In high-rise buildings or dense urban areas, GPS drift is causing the app to lock out workers who are actually standing on the right doorstep. 3. The digital divide. The system assumes a baseline of connectivity. In shadow zones with no 5G or 4G, the offline-first sync is being stress-tested to ensure data isn't corrupted during long wait times between captures and uploads. So what happens next? This housing audit is just the foundation. Once this data is synced by late 2026, we move to phase 2. Population enumeration planned for February 2027. This is the demographic phase where the system will track age, religion, occupation, and for the first time in a digital census, caste data. The house ID we are creating right now will be the anchor that all that personal data latches onto next year. Building a digital twin of 1.4 billion people is one of the most aggressive data sinks in human history. We're moving from a 150-year-old paper trail to a real-time cloud stack. Whether you do it yourself online or wait for Pragati and Vikas, the official mascots of this digital journey, to reach your doorstep, make sure your data is accurate. This is the code that will run India's future. If you want to know more about the India Stack, sovereign compute, and the tech architecting our nation, don't forget to subscribe to Tech Brew with Vandana Nair. I'll see you in the next one.